Here's another short sermon for you. Yeah.
This is not like you, dude!
It's not?
Because the moment you think of the Israelites in Egypt, you think of them as slaves. But that's only half of the story. At one point, moving to Egypt is what saved them from dying of hunger. At one point, Egypt was an answer to their prayers. Go and read Genesis 15 verse 90 to 20. All of us know the story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his brothers, and at the end of the day he became ruler over Egypt, one behind Pharaoh. A deep drought and depression hits the world, but Egypt under Joseph's guidance is prepared. God's people were not, so they needed to look for Egypt for help. Egypt was an answer to their prayers. Joseph even calls Egypt a place of God. In this little section of the Bible, there is so much to unpack. Firstly, why weren't God's people prepared? Maybe they were not listening to God the same way Joseph was. But they must have seen their food supplies dwindling, and at one point someone must have said, "I don't think we are going to make it." And they were praying for a way out. I'm not blind to what's happening in the world, and the reality is that many people are staring pay cuts and retrenchments in the face. There are many prayers right now that is remarkably similar to the one Joseph's family was praying. Just before the Passover, we see Joseph's brothers apologizing for their actions. They were scared, not just about Joseph being mad, but they would not be able to survive the great hunger. Joseph knew this. In verse 21 of the Ep12 passage, he says, "Now therefore, do not be afraid. I will provide for and support for you and your little ones." And he comforted them, imparting cheer, hope, strength, and spoke into their hearts kindly. Egypt was never the Israelites' promised land, but it was an answer to their prayers. It was still God providing for his people. Here is the thing. The answer to your prayer right now may come in the form of an Egypt. What I mean by this is, it might not be God's ultimate promise for your life, but it is still God's provision. While I was thinking about this, I was reminded of Adam and Eve. God's perfect plan for Adam and Eve did not involve them leaving the Garden of Eden, but when the time came, he still gave them temporary cover. Psalm 90 verse 17. "And let the beauty and delightfulness and favor of the Lord our God be upon us. Confirm and establish the work of our hands." Yes, the work of our hands, confirm and establish it. Here is the crux of the message today. We cannot stay in Egypt forever. If you stay permanently in something that God intended to be temporary, you will become its slave.